Hey everybody, welcome to the Raw Parenting Podcast. I am Mallory and this is my wonderful husband, Tom.
Yeah.
Today's video, we're going to be talking about potty training, which we've never actually talked about before.
We wish somebody would have told us about these tricks and tips.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get pass on to somebody else and make their life a little easier.
Yeah.
But let's dive into the backstory of everything. Peanut was 2 when we first started.
Yeah, she had just turned 2.
like
Why
s-
did we start that early?
I don't.
First question. Sorry, it's coming to my memory now. We wanted to have her potty trained or like getting there because we had a baby coming and we didn't want two kids in diapers.
Right.
Selfishly, because we're so selfish.
Yeah. No, that makes sense too. And she was ready. I think we saw a sense that she was ready.
Yeah, well, because she kept following us to the bathroom and she kept being curious about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was indications that she was ready, and then we were also like, let's try and get her out of diapers before the new baby kind of came.
Yeah, naturally we got her a little potty.
Yeah, I got that pretty early.
We got it pretty early and we're like, oh nice. I think this should be fairly easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had the potty, and then we would ask her if she wants to go pee. We'd have her try it on. We would tell her to go sit on it. You go sit on it. Just kind of like nonchalant thing, right?
I'm going to the bathroom. Do you want to come?
come?
And you can sit on your potty while I sit on the big girl potty.
Yeah, just kind of easing into it.
Yeah, so I had gotten that potty when she was probably around a month and a half, just sitting there so she could be curious about it. Like, what's this?
And we would leave it in the living room. Hopefully, just like, oh, here it is. Take a seat. Do you see it? And that didn't work, surprisingly.
So we actually officially were like, okay, she sees the potty enough that she should be familiar.
You should just go bathroom now.
But yeah, so then we're like, okay, well, if I ask her to go to the bathroom, she doesn't really want to. So at this point, this was probably the end of October, ish. So just after she turns 2, and we're like, okay, now let's start taking it more seriously, right? So yeah. Oh, just thinking back about it, oh my gosh, we were just so we were too chill about it.
Way too chill.
We were like, it's fine, it's gonna happen, she's gonna get it, she's gonna pick up on it, and it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Anyways, and I just remember the struggle because you'd ask, I remember constantly asking her, do you have to go pee? Do you have to go pee? Pee now? What about now? Do you want to try and sit on the toilet now? And that was just too much. And I was asking her way too often. And, as a little kid, they don't understand their body and the feeling of, having to go pee. And their bladder just fills up, they just pee in the diaper, and that's that, right? So they don't really understand all of those things. And so, yeah, we definitely tried.
Yep.
A lot.
And we had books.
Yeah.
JJ go bathroom.
Oh, right. Well, we had,
Yeah. I feel like every night we read her the potty books. It was about JJ, this little kid, going to the bathroom and feeling all the pressures and this and that. Yeah. So, and we read her that every night, just hoping that it's okay. You see him doing it. Now it's your turn kind of thing.
Yeah. And she would always be like, oh, like JJ. And you're like, yeah, like JJ. JJ goes pee on the potty too. Yeah. So it was really cute. But yeah, you're right. We did try and read that book every single, and we kept it in the bathroom too. We put stories in the bathroom so that when she sat on the potty, she could just, and eventually she would sit down and get right back up. She's like, I don't want to be sitting here. Right. So we put the stories in.
Yeah.
Read a book.
Yeah.
Read a book. Hopefully that'll help.
Yeah.
And yeah, it didn't help.
No, it didn't work. It didn't really work. We tried, we just tried. We weren't really trying. That's the first mistake.
Yeah.
We just weren't trying. It was one of those things saying, we'll take our time. You'll get it when you get it.
Yeah.
And, we even had the underwear, the training underwear.
Yeah, the thicker underwear.
The thicker underwear.
Yeah.
We would put them on, and she would just soak through them like nothing all day, every day. And it was just and we would have her training underwear on, and then we have her diaper on sometimes as well. Yeah. And it was very inconsistent.
Yeah, we just didn't know what we were doing, because I think at one point we were putting the training underwear on first and then the diaper, because we had heard they need to feel what it feels like to be wet, right? Whereas the diaper just soaks up the pee technically, until it gets really full. But so we were like, okay, well, let's try this way. We just tried so many different things. We weren't sure where we were going.
Yeah. There's no timeline really either. So
there was no time. Whatever. It'll happen when it happens.
Exactly. She'll get it.
And then, it became a point where it's literally she's peeing through everything, on everything. And it's oh my she smells like pee.
Yeah, so what the really big turning point for us was she kept peeing on the couch. Yeah. And it just stank so bad at some point. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is I think one day I just kind of like nope.
Yeah. Shout out to the Green Machine pet cleaner.
Sounds good. It's not just for pets.
But yeah, no, that was definitely something. And so yeah, because I remember we would change her immediately after she peed. So we're like, okay, let's take a minute.
Yeah.
And before anyone comes at us about this, okay, like relax.
Yeah.
So we would let her sit in the pee for what, like 5 minutes?
I would say just so that it feels uncomfortable and it, just like so that she knows like, oh, right, like I should like peeing in my pants and my underwear is uncomfortable. Like that's the main point we're trying to get her. So like again, relax before you attack us. And like we're not letting her sit there for like an hour or two and just be like, oh,
good luck.
Good luck. So,
change yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. No, we wanted to feel the uncomfortableness, and she would even tell us. So like, it's like, this is like my pants are wet, and I was like, well, that's why you gotta go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a reminder of her to like, this is uncomfortable. You should go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the things we changed as well.
Yeah, and I think it indicated a little bit to her like, oh, okay, like I don't want this again.
Exactly.
So that did help a little bit because
if you keep changing her right away, she's never gonna get that uncomfortable feeling of being wet, and she's gonna have not as much motivation to go to the bathroom.
Exactly. So yeah, that was just one of the things where like, hey, like this, it's too easy, right?
Yeah,
it was too easy for her to be like, oh, I'm gonna get changed immediately, so like whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right, guys, if you liked the video, comment, like, and subscribe. We also have a newsletter comes out once a month. It's called rawparentingpodcast.com. You can put your email in and you get a newsletter once a month on our biggest tips. And back to video.
So, yeah, so we did make that change. And then it still wasn't going great.
No.
And then I ended up having my my dad's partner come over, and she was just visiting with the baby, and I had told her our struggles, and I was like, listen, like we're dealing with this, like we just don't know what to do. And she ended up telling me that her daughter had read this book. They had their kids like trained in like 3 days or something ridiculous like that. Like, I don't know how people do that. If you can do that, amazing. But anyways, and she kind of like reiterated the points of this book being that the non-dominant parent should be the one handling all of this, right? Because they're going to listen a lot more versus the parent that's home all the time that they're listened to on a regular basis. Because so I was like, like I can't get her to go on the bathroom. I can't do it. Like, it's just not working. As soon as I take her from the bathroom, take her out, she pees, you know what I mean? So then I had this conversation with you. I'm like, listen, like this is a recommendation. Like maybe we should try it. We did. And she successfully peed in the toilet with you the first time.
The first time.
And that was about a month later. So November.
Yeah, I kind of remember it. It's all coming back. And it was like a super awesome moment. We went in together. I'm like, you go try. And then you just kind of waited. All of a sudden you hear that pee splash in the bottom of the bowl. And it's just like pure happiness.
Yeah.
And so I think we rewarded her quite handsomely after that.
Yeah, if I recall, she got a Lindor chocolate, like a full Lindor
big old Lindor chocolate. And that's the other thing too. You kind of want to keep them wanting to do it, and so I remember we had like a jar of just like chocolate chip cookies. Nothing too crazy.
Not chocolate chip cookies. We had chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
a full cookie. Could you imagine?
It wasn't like a thing of Lindor chocolates, but it was just like little tiny chips.
Yeah.
That every time she would do it, we would give her one or two or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was another trick that we did.
Yeah, and I remember people being like coming out of the bathroom. They're like, "Why do you have chocolate chips in your bathroom?"
Like, do you want one? You
don't
just
ask. Yeah, it's a reward. You can have one. You can have one. But yeah, I remember us being kind of like against the reward system at first, because we were like no, like we don't, like they don't need a reward for going to the bathroom. But yeah, we're like, we're doing this reward thing, and we didn't do anything. Like I think I've heard people do like big candies and stuff, and we're like, we don't want to go that route. So
chocolate chip was perfect.
Yeah,
actually.
The chocolate chip was great because she would always be like,
holding
out her
happy.
hand like, "Where's my chocolate chip?" So it was definitely that helped. Tom being the one to do it helped,
but it still wasn't like she wasn't doing it consistently. She was peeing through everything. She was making accents everywhere, and and again, it it really just takes to the point where you're just like fed up. And then you take it 120% more serious. And by that, I mean like you're on top of her all the time for like a week straight.
Yeah.
And
yeah, there was no
chill
moments.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, oh no, it's all good. There was no like, oh, let's put a diaper on you, blah blah blah.
Yeah, if we're going out, we'll put a diaper. No, we literally stayed home, I think, for like a full week. We're like, nah, this is like ending
Seriously,
here.
This is ending here. If you have the slightest pee going down, we're rushing to the bathroom. And like, yeah, that was what really did it. Like, you just take it wholeheartedly seriously.
Yeah, we definitely hunkered down on the time, and like, we really didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. It was like, this is our main focus, and we're gonna do it for as long as it takes before she gets it. And then we had the issue of her going number 2 in the potty. Right. She would not do that, so we struggled getting her to do that for a long time. I think our whole process took about 3 months to accomplish like a full transition into like being potty trained. But I mean, again, you got to think too, like we started really early.
Yeah, she was
like she wasn't
just
even
after 2.
Yeah, she was just after 2. So there is that. So I mean, we recognize the fact that she might have been a little young in a sense, and we didn't know what we were doing as well. But so yeah, we kept trying with the number 2. Now, can I say poop? I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So one of the biggest things too was she would literally, so when she would go down for nap time, I remember we would put a diaper on her then. And because remember we stopped putting diaper on her then, and then we had to keep changing the crib because she kept peeing, because we're like, well, and then she would just sleep and pee, and we're just like, this isn't working. But yeah, she ended up going in diapers for then, and she would literally hold her poop until she had that diaper on, and then she would go. So immediately at one point I remember us being like, okay, well, we have to put a diaper on her so that she goes to the bathroom. Like, that's how it ended up starting to become a thing now. Like, well, we have to, because she's not going to go any other way, and then she's going to have like all these other problems. So that was a whole other thing, until finally it clicked. And I don't even know why. No, I know why. So the whole sum up of this was finally clicking. The realization, I finally asked her, Peanut, would you like some privacy? That changed everything. And she was like, yes. And I'm like, okay.
Because we were there the whole time.
We were constantly in there just waiting. Like,
come on.
Just staring at you like, what are you doing?
Dropping.
Yeah. And then it clicked in my brain that I'm like, every time she went poop in her diaper, she left, right? She would always leave the room. She would always
go somewhere else.
She would go somewhere else, and we're like,
and she'll come back and be like stinky.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, she's probably pooping. And yeah, she would literally come back, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, she went to go poop in a different room. So then it clicked, and I was like, maybe she wants privacy. After that, she started going poop in the potty amazingly. It took a couple times for her to, really get there, because she was nervous, right? She was like nervous about the drop, and like, yeah. So anyways, it's just really funny. But yeah, that really was the saving point for us of like this whole transition. Yeah. So yeah. And then after that, a few trial and error times.
Yeah, she still makes mistakes, from time to time, but each month goes on, it's less and less.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So by 2.5, she was for sure potty trained, which is amazing.
Awesome.
It was great.
So great.
But yeah, it took us a while. It took us a long time.
Yeah, honestly, whatever motivation that you need to like help you take it more seriously, just use it. Like for us, it was just her stinking up the couch. Like, it was just like, that was like the final straw, really. That was like, okay, that's it. No, whole week, we're taking it off. Boom, let's go. Yeah, for sure. So overall, I mean, main takeaways, intentional about it. Make sure that you have the time. If you can take some days and strictly stay at home, like, that would be a great recommendation. I mean, it worked for us. Again, this is all things that worked for us. Take it as you will. Our opinions, yada, yada, yada. Disclaimer. But yeah, so anyway, so those were the main things. And yeah, just trying a few different things definitely helps. Because yeah, eventually you're like, this just isn't working, and maybe you need to like change paths at that point. And talk to others, because if I didn't have that conversation, I would have never known. And yeah, so. Okay.
Any other good tips that you have? Like,
no, I think
did I miss something?
Nope.
Okay. If any of you guys have had any experiences with potty training, if you have really good tips or tricks, like definitely leave some comments below because again, we got 2 more kids coming up for potty training. So we would love to hear your thoughts, and thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you're new here, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.